What up, world? I'm back, and I'm gonna keep the sunglasses on. We were just outside. It's a beautiful day here in New England, October, and we are here to talk about how to finance your business. So let's get on to number four. We already talked about equity, we talked about debt, and we talked about bootstrapping. Number four is pre-sales. This is the best way to start any business and expand any business. This is you basically selling the product or service before you deliver or even buy the product or service. So, for example, I'm going to give you guys examples. We'll do one service example and one product. There's only two ways to make money: either provide a service or you sell a product, or it's a combination of the two. Even software boils down to these two things. So, a lot of software is service based, right? They're providing a service, a platform for you to be on. But let's talk about this. So, let's give examples. Pre sales. Let's talk about services. So, this can work for a salon. This can work for a yard cleaning service, professional business consulting service. This is when you don't have any money, right? So what are we talking about? We're talking about financing a business. We're talking about how to take it from nothing, from an idea, into a fully working business, sustainable business that spits out cash for you, right? So when you're talking about a service, there's not many things you need to do. So let's take it. I was just born. I have no money in my pocket, have no clothes, have no computer, have nothing, right? And I want to provide a business plan writing service because that's what I do for a living, right? And I provide business consulting, pitch decks, financial projections. I probably need a computer for that. So pre-sales tells me that I'm going to go out and sell this service. So one of the quickest ways is to borrow a computer or some kind of asset to get you online and pre-sell the service. So I'm going to sell and collect the check for the business plan writing service before I actually commit the service. That'll give me the capital I need to either buy my computer or rent a computer or go to a cafe and rent a computer to fulfill the service. Same thing works with hair salons or appointments or any kind of service-based business. The idea here is that you're going to have to be a good salesman. Now, if you're not a good salesman, you got to get to be one if you're going to be a successful business person or entrepreneur. Most things don't sell themselves. You're going to have to do some kind of selling. Even when the product does sell itself, there's still someone behind it, an engine behind it that's pushing that product or service. So that's a little bit about how to sell pre-sale services. Same thing with products. Products are, in essence, what they call a purchase order. So if you have a prototype of a product, you can go and pre-sell that product, right? Quantities of 100, 1,000 before you actually make that product with a purchase order. So what you're basically doing here is taking the time, right? This is the time when you get the check, right? So this is the time. This is time zero when you're born all the way here. So let's say you started around here, right? Usually you sell the product and then you get the check. Pre-sale just reverses this order, right? So pre-sale collects the check before you actually produce or sell the product. So you're picking up the money from the customer here, and then you're selling it over here in time. What you want to do, most good businesses, they have it very close in time, right? So even when they're buying a product, as soon as you buy it, you want to sell it. So here. But with pre-sales, what you're doing is you're reversing that process, which is very good, right? Because you have the capital to actually fulfill the product or the service you're selling. So in products, a lot of people, a lot of clients, I've had over 200 clients, they always say the same thing. Nick, I need the money. I don't have the money to actually make the product. Well, you can sell the product before you have the product. You just have to sell the idea. It's very similar to selling a business plan. So a lot of the guys that are asking for equity investments or they're putting together a business plan to get an investor, this is the same thing, right? So I always advise my clients that before you actually go and try to sell someone on your idea, go and try to sell a potential customer on your product or service. This does two things. One, it eliminates the need for an equity investment, right? Because you're going to grab a purchase order or money up front for a product you have to deliver, a service you have to deliver before you actually deliver it. So now all you have to do is actually put together that product or grab that product from the manufacturer or put the service together and actually deliver the service and you get money. The cash is all yours. There's no equity involved, right? You never got an investor involved. So I always tell my clients, if you're brave enough to go and ask somebody for $100,000 to do it, you should be brave enough to go ask your potential customer, right, if they would buy your product, even if it's a sketched on a napkin. I mean, because a business plan is basically the same thing, right? A business plan is just forward in time. There's no assurances there. You're projecting out. You may have some data, right? If you're an established business, you may have some data, but let's get real. Nothing in the future is guaranteed. You don't know where that's going. So pre-sales just basically says, grab the customer first. Bring the customer to you first. Sell your product or your idea through the customer as opposed to an investor. This is one of the best ways to finance a startup. Especially with the uncertainty in startup. And as a startup, it's a great way to test the market. So it allows you to determine whether your customer or your potential customer is really willing to buy the product. If they're willing to buy it before you even make it, you probably got a huge, huge success. So this is an indicator of success or as potential success of a business as well. So hope this was helpful. That's number 4. We went through equity, we went through debt, we went through bootstrapping. We talked a little bit now about pre-sales. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. If you have any suggestions and you've done this before, put it in the comment section below. I want to use the comment section here on YouTube to have a discussion among entrepreneurs and hopefully use it as a platform for other entrepreneurs to meet and share ideas. If you liked it, give it a like. If you want to share it with somebody that you think this would help, send it out. You can share it down there with our little share buttons below. If you like what we're talking about, subscribe to the page. I'm going to have a lot more videos. And finally, coming up is number 5, the 5th way. This is my favorite way to finance a business, and we will be back shortly to describe that.